Hi, my name is Joanne Chatlos, and I am the Director of Primary here at Alcuin School. Today we're here in the Underhill Library with Jen Marichal from Wellnest Counseling, and we're here to talk about back to school and the young child. Maria Montessori said that there was a sensitive period for order that happens from birth through age 5. And what that's characterized by is a need for consistency and repetition. The child at that age is going to seek out predictability and routine. So most of us who are parents can very easily remember a time when our child was frustrated because of a lack of order. And back to school time is a time when that kind of change really happens. And so today, to talk a little bit more about ways we can support our children and ourselves during this time, we're going to talk with Jen. First, I'd love to ask Jen, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Jen Marichal. I'm a licensed professional counselor associate at Wellness Counseling. We provide play therapy, activity therapy, therapy for teens, parents. Honestly, our motto is the whole nest, so the whole family. And I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Okay, so our first question is, what is the value of the evening routine and a good night's sleep?
That is vital. A lot of mental and physical development goes into having a good night's sleep for a child, as well as having the structure that you mentioned earlier in an evening routine. During sleep, you are recharging your body, restoring energy. Hormones are released that help with brain development, so it is vital for the little ones as they come to school. Something with the evening routine is what you mentioned, expectations, which thus helps with safety, helps with the falling asleep process, which is considered winding down, helps with falling asleep earlier and hopefully waking up less throughout the night, so they are ready and prepared for the morning time.
Are there any things that you see that are great tips to add to our evening routine or make sure that are part of one?
Oh, for sure. Consistency. So if you start winding down, let's say at 6 p.m., have that be part of your consistent schedule. Don't push it back an hour or so because that kind of throws off the kiddos. If you have a bedtime story incorporated in there, have that be a consistent part of the night schedule.
So how do we set the child up for success in the morning routine? The morning routine, it's always a whirlwind.
I'm going to tell you right now, a well-structured morning routine is powerful for children, but also adults. So we want to make sure that we're using that powerful tool appropriately. Something I always tell parents as summertime transitions into back to school is use familiar morning routines that you're already doing. So the breakfast time, that making sure that the bed is made, having the outfits picked out from the night before, and just incorporating those familiar patterns into their school schedule and start doing it a couple weeks in advance before school even starts.
Are there any tips that you have on how we can include children in the process? Part of Montessori is really finding ways for students to have independence, responsibility, choice. Are there any ways that you can see those becoming parts of these routines?
I highly advise that children are part of their routines and that they have a say in what that looks like in the mornings. So any age appropriate tasks that they can be part of, as in picking out their outfits for school, having a choice in what snacks they want to bring or lunch, and having those foods already that you want them to use, just have them to have that autonomy. More than anything, when you're allowing them to have choice, you're showing them that what they think matters, and you're showing them how to build their own self-esteem.
One of the trickiest ones is related to the moving away from each other. So separating at carpool or separating at the door. So how do you suggest that parents approach separation anxiety?
Of course, there's so many tips and tricks, but it's so unique to the child and the parent. One of my favorite ones is have a fun goodbye ritual, something that's a secret handshake or a little saying that you both say to each other that you've already used in the past. Also practice during the summertime, putting on the backpack, getting in the car, the whole routine, even drive all the way up here if you can. Another really important one is modeling excitement. Kids are sponges and they take on everything. So as much as you want to cry with your child, please don't. Instead of saying, I'm going to miss you so much, you can say, I cannot wait to hear about your school day and all the fun things that you're doing. And more than anything, validate their feelings, because their feelings are valid. It's just kind of let's get them into a better morning routine when we're saying goodbye.
You mentioned about talking to your child about the school day and talking to them at the end of the day about the school day. So what are some tips about communicating with children about school? It's very difficult when you have children who are this age and they're not going to be communicating quite as similarly as an adult would. What are some recommendations you might have around that?
Well, one, I always say foster the relationship between the teacher as a parent, so then that child is also seeing that they're a safe person that they can communicate any of their needs throughout the school day. Also, letting them know what are some similarities in school with things they've already experienced or their lived experiences. And that way they're making a connection early on and it's not so scary for them. And that can be like making a visual, like this is what school looks like, taking advantage of Meet the Teacher Night or orientation to get all that information to deliver to your child, and letting them know that they can ask any questions.
I just want to build off of one thing that you said. So you talked about finding those links within the classroom. So the wonderful thing about Montessori is that there's a link to home that's built into practical life. So there are so many different home tasks, like setting the table and things like that, cutting an apple, all of those kinds of things that you can really make a very instant connection with. It's really accessible.
That is amazing, and that's why I'm a big advocate for Montessori.
Thank you so much, Jen, for being here with us. We really appreciate all of the information that you've provided. We're really hoping that it will benefit all of our families, our parents, those of our faculty and staff as well. And so we're really grateful for your time, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.